Okay, today's video we're going to talk about how to use psychographics to improve your advertising efforts, specifically online advertising efforts on Google Ads, Facebook ads, Microsoft ads, and the like. Basically anywhere you advertise online. Using psychographic data, you can split up who you're targeting to and say different things to different people, or just eliminate part of your market that doesn't have certain psychographic traits because they're not profitable enough to you to make an acceptable profit margin from them. You just don't want to target them with your online advertising at all. And there's a way to do it with all these different advertising platforms. I'm going to explain what's the importance of the psychographics itself, talk about what kind of results you could get, and then of course I'm going to give some examples from the fitness industry where we've done this kind of thing before, so you can get an idea of exactly how to do this for your company. Respectively, as far as how much this can improve your results, it can be double to 10x where you're at right now. Online advertising, to make a ton of money with it, all has to do, mostly, once you have a good offer and a good way to communicate, fairly good way to communicate, it's to figure out how to narrow down your ads to the exact people that are a home run prospect to get in front of, and what do they specifically want to hear in terms of how you frame what you're saying. If you do that, cut out 75% of who you're targeting right now and only go after the most profitable 25%, and you could split test this. You could target just part of the people that you're marketing to right now with the by singling out certain psychographic traits. You could 4x your results by doing that, because the 75% it basically has little to no profits for you, and then you could reinvest that back into what has more profits, if you will. So anyway, with that said, I'll give you the lowdown on all this. So the key to making ads work better online is segmenting and adding depth to your advertising strategy. Taking what you have, segmenting it, finding what works, what doesn't work. Segmenting by psychographic traits is just one way of actually doing segmentation of your advertising strategy, because you could segment by keyword, by time of the day, and all that different stuff, but you could also just narrow down and segment who you're marketing to get rid of the stuff that isn't profitable enough by psychographic traits by itself, which I'm going to give you examples of. So, and then like I was touching on before, there's two main ways that you are going to use psychographics to make more money in your online ads. One, you could change who you're targeting. So you're targeting 1,000 people. You find out half of them are pessimistic people, half of them are optimistic people. You may find out that the pessimistic people don't buy from you, so you just get rid of them. So that's one way to use psychographics to improve the profitability of your online ads right now. The other way is to change what you're saying to the 1,000 people. If you understand that most of the people that buy are optimistic, even though you don't know how to weed out the pessimistic people, you say, well, the pessimistic people don't buy anyway, so why don't I just make an optimistic spin to what we have? Instead of being neutral with our language on our advertisement itself, let's speak with an optimistic tone, and that'll appeal more to the optimistic people that ultimately are the ones buying anyway, and therefore we'll make more money because we've done that. So those are the two kind of ways to go about using psychographics to improve your results online. So with that said, I'm going to give you an example from a fitness gym of kind of where we went through this. 24-hour fitness and the like, this is what we're talking about here. If you had a gym, how would you use your online ads to get better results? Of course, there's all kinds of different stuff to do to change your offer, to make your offer better. But once you've gotten that, now you get into, okay, what's the people that I could put the good offer that I have maxed out in front of that are going to be most moved by our offer itself and care about our offer at the end of the day. So of the psychographic categories, I've broken it down to the three main ones here: motivation, attitude, and behavior. So on the motivation side, the main question you should ask yourself is, if you had the gym, why is the person that you're marketing to or advertising to coming to the gym? Is it they're staying fit, they're already reasonably fit, and they just need to maintain? Or are you marketing to people that are fat, lazy, and out of shape and want to get in shape? Two totally different segments of the market. And how you speak to them has to be totally different in order to make money. So, and I'll tell you for a fact, marketing to the people that want to get fit is a lot easier because there's more numbers of them. People that are already fit, chances are they probably already have a gym membership. Even though we can get people to switch and do certain things there, we could actually segment our marketing based upon if people have went to fitness sites in the recent past, and have one ad that for the people then that have been to fitness sites in the recent past through Google Ads. You know, for instance, with Google Ads, you could target people on Google Display Network or through search ads. People that have been to a fitness site in the recent past, which you could set up through custom intent audiences there. You could actually have one message just for them and a different message for people that haven't. You could also pay a different amount for people who have been to a fitness site in the recent past, because they're going to convert differently than the ones that have it and that are out of shape and want to get into shape. So that's one basic example of using motivation as a psychographic traits to improve your ad results right there. So going into attitude, you should ask yourself, if you had a gym, how do they approach things in general? Do people in your market, if you had the gym, are they approaching whether or not they should go to your gym or not and take part in the offer you have for them on your ad, logically or emotionally? So right off the bat, most people in most markets, they buy starting with, you appeal to the emotional side of people. As they say in the marketing world, you appeal to someone emotionally, and then people justify their purchases with logic. So you technically meet both, but you don't go in saying, $39 a month, we got this machine, we got 14 treadmills. No. You go in there with, how would you like to get in shape? Appeals more the emotional side. So, but your market may be different. You may have to go in with the logical approach. If you're marketing to, going back to what I was saying before, if you were marketing to people that already in our shape and you want them to get switch gyms, I would go more with the logical side, because they already know what the importance of being fit is. So in that case, I would actually say why we're better than the other gym. I would appeal to the logical side. So it depends a little bit on your situation. So that's one way to use psychographics to make money. And of course, again, you could try to, that for the ad, you could change up your ad to appeal logically or emotionally to somebody. And then with the different ad, you could actually target people that are more apt to respond to the logical ad to begin with, and have the other ad that you have for the emotional side show up for people that are more apt to respond to the emotional approach, i.e. people that aren't in shape yet. So that's another way to use psychographics to make money, more money than you're making now. Also, moving forward here, how do the people that you're going to show the ad to think? Do they think overall negatively about, going into a gym and making new purchases, things that they haven't done before, or things that they want to switch to? Or do they overall think positively? Are they pessimistic or are they optimistic overall, basically? So there's some people that are really, really hard to sell to, in other words, that you have to do a lot to convey to somebody why you're actually better than other things that they could spend their money on, basically. And you might have to take them to a landing page and say, here's the 5 reasons why you should go to the gym in your ad, and then take them to a long landing page that explains why people should go to the gym, proof that this works for other people in their local area that they would identify themselves with, and to make a case for that person. For the person who overall thinks positively, you may just have to simply say, hey, come to the gym. So it's a totally different approach. Whether you really have to start with going in with information, which would appeal more to a person with a negative outlook on life in general, we'll just say, versus the positive person. You don't have to make as much of a case. And the general rule with advertising online is, if you hit somebody who doesn't need all that information with all that information, you'll lose money than just hitting them with just what they need to know. And vice versa. If they need a lot of information, you provide just a little bit, you're also going to take a hit. So that's why you want to segment people if you can, so that you provide the right information for the right people. Or at the very least, if you can't segment, you provide a way for somebody that gets to your landing page on your site to get more information if they want it, by providing links to other pages that go more in depth on certain points. Because you're going to make the most money that way, because you can appeal to both people that have different attitudes here. So, respectively, that's if you had a gym, depending on who you're talking to, and obviously you don't know if they're negative or positive per se in terms of segmenting your audience, but you may change up your ad. You might find going the more informational intense route might make you more money than the simplistic route. Okay, now getting into behavior for psychographic traits. You could ask yourself, for the people that I'm marketing to, how do people buy in general here? Do they impulsively buy, or they buy with caution? Which is kind of linked to negative and positive here. So, it's somewhat basically similar to that either they need a lot of information or they need a little information. Respectively, in terms of cautiously, it doesn't mean they're pessimistic. They need to have 27 reasons why this works. They also ultimately just need to, when I say cautiously though here, I'm talking about the competitors. Okay, you got a good offer, but do you have the lowest price? Do you have the most gym equipment? So you may have to explain why you're the best gym in the area. Not just that you have a gym and it's $39 a month, but we have the best gym in the area to go to, and here's why. And then you have a table for them that compares your gym to all the other local gyms in the area. So that's more so what I mean about cautiously, versus the person that's not cautious, they impulsively buy. You don't need all that. It just gets in the way per se. So again, you don't know which is which with your ads. So you split test, you find different approaches. Do you go with the simplistic approach, or do you explain, not only do you have a gym and you have a good rate at the gym, but you're actually better than the other gyms in the local area? Do you need to do that? Do you not? Secondly, spendthrifts or frugally. So do people easily spend their money, or are they frugal about their money? So to go a bit further with just to extend what I just said about the competitors, do people care about price a lot or a little? If people don't care about price per se, then you focus on marketing quality, why it's so good, all the good features, and how you'll respect quality in the manufacturing process or whatever, and as it ties to the gym, why our equipment is the best quality. If you're talking about a frugal person, they care less about that and more about how much it is. Oh, we got the cheapest rates in the area. No, oh, by the way, we'll let you come in for $10 a month for the first 3 months. That might be the most effective way to get them. If you didn't know already, the higher the click-through rate on your ad on online ads, the cheaper your cost per click. So your goal always is to get a higher click-through rate. So when you're trying to figure out what's the best ad that's going to overall get the most people to click on your ad, you're going to test both ways of doing this, whether you want to focus on the price or focus on the quality in your ad if you're going to go that general way with your ad, to find out what's going to get a higher click-through, because the higher click-through is going to mean you're going to raise your profit margins, okay? Third here, you ask, what do they buy? So in terms of their behavior, what have they purchased in the past that'll make it more or less likely that they're going to buy from us, buy our gym membership? And there's two ways you could do this, actually. This is very powerful. A, if you're using Google ads or Facebook ads, mostly Google ads, they let you, through the targeting, target somebody who has recently bought a different product. Same thing on Facebook to a certain degree with some of the targeting that they have there, but it's basically pretty limited. And frankly, if there's an e-commerce site, if somebody's visited that e-commerce site, they probably bought that product before, and then you could use that to either narrow down your targeting or that's the only thing that you're targeting itself. So in other words, if you're targeting people that you think want to go to the gym, you can add in there that they must also have went to a site where they bought fitness equipment in the recent past, because that'll potentially increase the likelihood that they're going to respond to your offer. Or on the flip side, you could say if they bought gym equipment in the past, I don't want them to see my ad. This is something you could do with Google and Facebook to a certain degree. Now, for what you can't do with Google and Facebook and with other ad platforms that you might be advertising on online, you could actually go to a data broker like Nextmark mailing lists and purchase a list of customer data. So there's a whole market of data brokers out there like Nextmark that go and get customer lists from other sellers of products and services, and then they're the middleman that you can buy their customer list from or rent it, so to say. And then you could take that customer list, upload it to Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and use it to narrow down your audience or be the audience, so to say. Maybe you just market to people who have bought fitness equipment in the past to make your gym membership pitch too, in and itself. So if you don't go with the inherent targeting options that let you target people who are a customer of a certain product or service through Google, through Facebook, you go out and get a list, you upload it to your ad accounts, and then you use that as a targeting option or a way to exclude people from the targeting that you do have. Generally, just a customer list by itself isn't going to do it by itself, but it's the power of adding it to other targeting that you have where it really helps, which is what we did in the fitness space when I was in it. We added the fact that if they purchased gym equipment in the recent past, they're more likely to buy a gym membership by a significant margin. So specifically if they bought the fitness equipment recently. Why? Because if somebody bought fitness equipment, they want to get in shape, right? And more than likely when they get to a certain level of shape, they want to upgrade to a gym membership. So you got to think about, what do people buy leading up to what you sell, and then getting that purchase list and adding it as a part of your campaigns. So that goes into segmenting who you're targeting, not what you say on your ad per se. But going along with that, there's also targeting based upon what sites they visit. I already touched on this in terms of targeting people that are already fit, that want to stay fit with your ads. You can target anybody who's went to a fitness blog or fitness forum or anything like that with an ad that talks about, hey, stay fit, our gym, it's better because of XYZ. Versus the person who's never worked out a day in their life, you have a whole different approach. So with Google, custom intent audiences specifically, at least on that platform, which you can run banner ads across the internet, for people. Ads on Google search itself, which it's very powerful. People that have went to any site, you could single them out for targeting. But more importantly, you use it with other targeting methods that you have. i.e., if they're looking for a gym membership itself, and they've been to one of your, if they've been to a fitness blog or something like that, you could try to target them in and itself to go to your gym itself. But what would be a better thing would be to use that plus see that they're 35 years old to 45 years old, which is the prime demographic to go after, and female, and they're into wellness. When you start stacking these things up, it gets to be very, very powerful. And that's where the real money is made. Figuring out what is not just the one thing, but the 4 or 5 things combined that makes a person like 500 times more likely to be a customer than the general public. That's basically what you're going for. And you got to figure it out through segmenting your individual psychographics, but also demographics. And then once you find that audience, figuring out what those people want to hear. Is it a positive? Is the message that you need to be positive, negative, more information, less information? Does it need to focus on price or quality, and so forth? So that's a basic tutorial on psychographic targeting. Now use psychographics also to improve your advertising, maybe also tweaking your ads, making your ads and your pitch more suitable to the exact psychographics that match your typical customer base or type. So with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I have a ton of other videos on this channel about other money-making strategies as it has to do with online advertising. And it comes from somebody who manages dozens of ad accounts at any given time for clients and have to guarantee the results. So it's the information I'm giving you comes straight from the source. I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm an ad agency owner, and I manage clients' accounts directly here. So it's the best information you're going to find on YouTube on how to make money with ads. And if you like this particular channel, I have a blog at guaranteepppc.com/blog where you can find other great information for myself. If you have any questions about anything I covered today, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel about any PPC related questions or about the topic, of course, at hand. You can leave a question as well, ask a question as well. As a final note, I have a PPC management firm that I offer, the service that I offer here, struggling here a little bit today, and that we guarantee results for our clients. If you're looking for somebody who actually knows what they're doing to build you some campaigns or optimize them, we don't take a fee until we've raised your sale. So basically, we don't work with everybody, but if you reach out to me at guaranteepppc.com, I'd be happy to look over your stuff and see how much sales results I can get you. And I'll tell you that up front if we're able to work together, and we'll do all the work to get you a certain minimum results up front. We won't take payment until we got you so far, or just take a percentage of your sales that we can get you through the ads that we set up. You have to have a good product or service to do that, but this is what we're doing for our clients today at our firm. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'd be happy to look over your stuff, have a conversation with you. I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you there. See you later.